Amazing viewers, good day to you all. Welcome to my channel. I see a lot of brouhaha on social media space, like Peter Obi just set fire, on the internet space, with the APC supporters reacting as if what Peter Obi said is out of point or out of touch, any word you want to use. So I'm going to, I'm going to table this matter for us to rub minds. So, the First Lady, REMI Tinubu, celebrated her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to the First Lady, let me say. And then she, in her statement, before now, she has pleaded, for Nigerians to actually donate to the completion of the National Library. Okay, so yesterday was her birthday, and then she didn't wish for cake. So what she wished for was for donations to be made so that the National Library complex can be completed. And then Peter Obi decided to wish the First Lady a very wonderful happy birthday, and then added some tweets to the birthday wish, and those messages were the whole talk about Nigerians donating to the National Library building. And then I see everywhere so many reactions. It's as if is a war on social media space between the obedient and, of course, the APC supporters. Now my question is, I'm going to read out what Peter Obi said shortly, and then, of course, take a few social media reactions. I will read that out for you to hear. Now, my question is, did what Peter Obi say, what he said, is it actually wrong? Does it make any sense to you, what Peter Obi said? Or it doesn't make sense at all? So before I get to read what Peter Obi said, that is making everywhere, because he tabbed, he titled the message, "We are finished." And truly, in my opinion, I believe we are finished as a nation. Now, before I get to read that, take social media reaction, let me first of all show us this video. I'm going to show you two videos. One is a Nigerian, concerned Nigerian, talking about, the tax increment and all that. And then, how the government is busy increasing that, but wants the people to bear the brunt, still being wasteful. They demand so much from the people, but they don't do anything to actually help the people. And then, of course, OBI FIRE, who is talking about, the Nigerians that are busy, supporting their oppressor.
In Nigeria, now the poor, they defend the rich. The poor, they defend the rich where they mess up their system and their country. Wike Pikin gets land for Abuja. Wike, you award land for your Pikin? Yes, now my enemy I go give land. Now my enemy I go give land. We allowed that one. We no talk again. Rolls Royce, your Pikin enjoy Rolls Royce with you. Yes, now my father was a general manager of different company. Yeah, and they see all these things now. House in Florida, $1 million plus house in Florida for this same Wike Pikin. It be like say Wike Pikin, they even superior past president Pikin. All the former president we don't do for Nigeria. How many of their Pikin get house for Florida, including President Tinubu, as they reach before government? In Pikin no get house for Florida, and even if Sheyi get house for Florida, Sheyi they work. We they see wetin Sheyi they do. Sheyi na him get advert for Lagos, Abuja, everywhere. If they work, we they see where in money they come. But Wike Pikin, then they work to buy that Florida house. Wike na government in they sees. Wike wife na government because na George. In a can they say nya 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 nya, and you can't see na poor man Pikin, when in Pikin they kitty lere hero yinka na him can they defend person wey in Pikin they Florida, and lere Pikin they kitty they carry slate they go school, lere wife they kitty then they send her allowance from Abuja, but in boss wey in they defend in Pikin get house for Florida, get big land for Abuja, get for Port Harcourt. You see the irony of life. Now slave they serve in master. This life no balance. So Wike Pikin, America house. Pikin will never work for anything. They don't get mansion, they wait for them. For Abuja here, they don't get land. They ask them, they say no be their enemy, then go give land. If we ask them, this Florida own, they will say no be no be their enemy, then go buy house for. Can you see what is going on? I'm not saying the guy is not working. He's working at what cost? Have you ever sat down to check the cost of all these projects? Have you ever sat down? Someone that has never worked before, they say, nah, in-law buy am. What did the in-law they do? The in-law children we buy the house, no get house for America. The in-law children we buy the house, where they claim say na him buy the house, no get house for America. Who they fool who? And the worst part is that you are defending nonsense where your own pikin they suffer for a kitty. Your mumu never do.
All the money they've been getting since for decades, where has it gone to? So if you don't account for what you've earned before, how can you expect to earn more? Oh, for instance, Mr. President woke up one day and decided that the old house of the VP needs renovation. Money released. All of a sudden, they felt Nigeria that we needed a Lagos to Calabar highway. Trillions of naira released. How does that? They will tell you it's a super highway. It doesn't connect anything because it's not a priority road. You want to build a super highway. What about the existing roads? What condition are they? Have you traveled through the major roads in this country? Have you seen how despicable they are? Lagos cannot even fix the Lekki Expressway. So you guys are wasting, you are wasting billions of naira, trillions right now of the revenue of frivolities. Of course, the contract for Lagos for the so-called highway was given to Shagori, his friend, his bosom friend. So you are using the revenue as the common patrimony of this country and for political patronage, and now all of a sudden you are expecting people to give you more. How does that work? How does that make any sense? If you want to request for more money, you have to give account of how judiciously you've used the money, the revenue that you have. We've not seen that. Probity, very, very important. But we've not seen that. They keep gallivanting around the country. They bought a new private jet for themselves. They are trying to increase their salaries now. So what are the common man is earning 70,000 naira as minimum wage? How many states are even paying the 70,000 naira?
Not all the states.
So these are the questions we need to be asking. I just don't want to tax these people, tax the revenue, the direct and indirect revenue. Sometimes you wonder how these politicians, how they reason. Do they have any hands of human blood within their system? I doubt it. What if you have conscience? You are not going to sit down and say, oh, you guys have to start paying new tax. No. In first, you fix the problem loophole that we have in this country. The financial loophole. We are not seeing it. A lot of people have been tried, a lot of people have been indicted. For instance, former minister for humanitarian affairs. She was said to have been indicted. Till now, has she been brought to justice? She was only sacked. What happened to the billions of naira she allegedly siphoned? Oh, so that one can go on the basis of political patronage as her own retirement benefits. And yet you want people who are earning 20,000, 30,000 in this country. The 11% of this country are still earning less than 80,000 naira in salary. We are not a rich country. Nigerians are poor. They are terribly poor.
I'll keep saying this thing. If we no kill Tinubu, Tinubu will eventually kill us. And honestly, like what Isaac Fauci is saying, it baffles me how, the poor, they are the ones defending their masters. It is mostly the poor. Some of them don't even know what they are defending. If they just hear there is urgent 25K, hit the street under that scorching sun, they will tie up and hit the street. That's how terrible it is. That's how, how much of a slave they are to these individuals. Because it makes no sense to me, truly, that your child is in one dilapidated school, is busy defending one whose child is schooling abroad. He has never worked for his life, but he don't get clothes. He dey even wear clothes as high as 5,000 euro. Sunshade as high as 3,000 euro. He has never worked for his life. Now, let's keep asking ourselves. I asked this same question the other day. Say, the wicked in-law, I don't know their background, but how rich are they? Because if I say then they rich since, we for don't hear of some wicked since. We for don't hear of some wicked way back before even Amechi give him position. He become commissioner. He become this one. He become the other one until he became a governor. So, what's he talking about? I ask this question. Nobody from the security agency is even talking about, okay, let's probe in Nyesom Wike. Let's see how it goes. It was here Showore made a disclosure about the alleged 111 billion naira that the police retrieved out of the so-called alleged 360 million naira that was used to bribe INEC officials. And I ask, how come this matter died down? Nyesom Wike is still moving about today. The wings don't kuku develop more because he did that and went scot-free. How come? So in all of these things, you still find some non-entities busy defending these individuals. How much do they pay you? Highest they go give you 50,000 naira. May you go social media space, begin to defend them. I say they ask, when some of us our mumu go do? How long will something happen to you, then you say, no, let me use my tongue to count my teeth? Here we are. By 2026, they are talking about tax. So what energy are we putting into it to condemn it? As so many Nigerians are busy talking about it. Some foolish ones are busy from the APC camp, busy defending it. The government need to build road. The government need to do this one. Ask yourself question. All the money they have borrowed, all the money accrued from subsidy removal, let's talk about it. Where have they put those money into? Because we have not seen it. The roads, they're in bad state. The more so-called Lagos Coastal Highway that they told us is going to cost how many trillion? 15 trillion, how many trillion? Did they not go and borrow extra money with even, what's his name again? Dave Umahi hinting that there's likelihood of the government even borrowing another loan. All on what? Road will not send them. The ones where people they apply day in, day out, they very bad. And they said in quote that they allocated money for those things in a terrible state. Let's not even go where the healthcare sector is and the, what is it called, the agriculture, the educational sector. Let's not even go to those places. Day in, day out, the budget money there. And what do we see? Aside from the budgetary allocation to those places, they have borrowed money to see pump into those areas. We don't see anything. But people, they defend these people. How much of a slave do you want to be? Like, they tire you. Even if you don't want to ride Rolls Royce like in Nyesom Wike, but at least you want to have one reasonable, even if what did they call, and golf. Make you use the carry family up and down now. Send them to good schools. Do you know the number of dropouts we have now? Because of the high school fee increments. Like everything is in a bad state. But you feel it's all okay to defend the Nyesom Wike, to defend Tinubu administration that has kept you in this state. Yeah, so I know say the Nigerian leaders, they've been bad, very, very terrible. In fact, it wasn't from the time of the Buhari. So I know some people will come and tell you, don't pin it down on Tinubu, but Tinubu made the matter worse. Tinubu and Buhari made it worse. And here they are with the Tinubu trying to extort more from the people in the name of tax. Like I said, a lot of Nigerians don't have problem with paying tax. But the fact that you are not seeing what the government is doing with the tax is where the problem lies. We have a lot of issues eating us here, and people are busy buying this thing. What is it called? Private jet, yacht, and so many other things they feel is important to them. Oh, they don't know the importance of these things before they begin go they buy those things. That is why they need to learn to cut wastefulness. It's just like the government. How much did they budget to the First Lady office? But here they are today, telling Nigerians about donation to make up National Library. I don't say anything where Peter will be talk where they wrong here, where they shout up and down like mad dog for social media space. I don't see anything wrong in what he said. I'm going to read that out to you. Take social media reactions before we come back to wrap this up.
PO said, yeah, we are finished. I joined millions of Nigerians in wishing Her Excellency, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, a happy birthday. May God Almighty, who has been with her all these years, grant her many more healthy, fruitful, and happy years. However, I was struck by irony reading her request that instead of cakes or newspaper adverts, well-wishers should donate towards completing the National Library in Abuja. On the surface, it is noble and selfless, but beneath it lies an indictment of our nation. I recall that as governor of Anambra State, I too urge that money meant for adverts be channeled into meaningful causes, computers for schools, and classroom blocks. Such gestures were never meant to replace the government's duty, but to complement it. The state still bore the responsibility of providing those essentials. That is why it is shocking that in our present circumstances, while billions are easily found for jets, yachts, unused mansions, endless trips abroad, and other frivolities, the nation must rely on birthday donations to complete its own national library. What kind of country must beg for charity to build the very temple of knowledge? What kind of leaders waste trillions on luxury and vanity while the national library, our intellectual furnace, remains abandoned in the capital? Serious nations treat libraries as sacred, but here we reduce them to afterthoughts, begging borrowers, or birthday tokens. Mrs. Tinubu was right. Education is the most enduring legacy a nation can give its people. Yet to know this truth and still prioritize vanity is both shocking and tragic. If Nigeria will rise, it will not be on the wings of jets or the splendor of mansions, but on the strength of minds formed in classrooms and nourished in libraries. Until then, the lament remains true. We are finished. P.O. Now, this is what Peter Obi tweeted, and everywhere is on fire. Different reactions. The APC camp running from pillar to post and shouting and raving like, you know, some lunatics. Like, I don't understand. Please feel free to tell me if what Peter Obi dropped here is actually wrong. Now I'm going to take some social media reactions to this effect before we return to the video to wrap this up. Now, here's what one of the supporters of the Tinubu said. Victor Abisoye say, somebody whose only son is gay, calling a country finished, isn't irony to you? Somebody whose lineage will end after one generation? Someone, you are real morons. Yabon says, surely before this year, 2025, come to an end, it will finish for you and your family. ADC Vanguard saying these strikes are the heart of our national tragedy. A country that finds billions for luxury but begs for donations to complete its national library has lost its priorities. True greatness is built in classrooms and libraries, not in jets and palaces. A new Nigeria is possible, saying Remi Tinubu's national library priority contrasts with Bar's priority of frivolities.
I have always said that we are finished, and I will join the voice of Peter Obi today to say we are finished. Like, do we need anybody to tell us that we are finished? I don't even know why, from the APC camp, they are just, raving mad. And I'm sure very soon, Bayo Onanuga or Dan Ebola, one of them will be found on national television talking about this same matter, because anything that pertains to Peter Obi, then they carry on for head like gala. Like, what he said is wrong. Please, I do not see anything wrong in what Peter Obi said. Now, calling for a donation to be made, wouldn't have been a problem to someone like me. If the government of the day, they've been doing the needful. Now, we are not saying, okay, it is the fault of the Tinubu administration that the National Library has not been completed. No, it is not the fault. Because this National Library, I heard, is being for years. So, the governments we've had in Nigeria, they have been the problem. And it's because these people don't actually pay attention to the key things. And I feel it's because they don't value education enough. That is why, the National Library have remained like this. Yes, it is good though that Mrs. Remi Tinubu, the first lady, is saying, okay, please let it be completed. But where I feel like, okay, she is also wrong. And that's where the angle Peter Obi is coming from. Is the fact that, okay, you have the National Library in mind. You feel like education, you know that education is very important. And then we've had, or the government, they've had 1.5 billion injected into the First Lady office, 2.5 billion injected into that same First Lady office for SUV, for an office that is not constitutionally recognized. Now, if you value that National Library so much and education so much, one would expect that you will say, no, use that money for this National Library. So at the end of the day, I am forced to believe that it is not even for the National Library. It could be also for the other one ahead of the 2027 election. Because if it means so much to you, that's the first thing you would do. You will say, no, this office is not recognized. It's not. So if I thought they won't even give you anything for the foolishness where our government they display for office we know they recognize, then now to use the old cars where they are available now. The first lady, former first lady, he not use motor. So will you, if you use the old one that the former first lady used, will anything happen? Will anything happen? So why would there be change of car every year and money being pumped into an office that is not recognized? Does it make any sense? And then you come out and wear a deeper life attire. Sorry, apology to the deeper life people. Or redeem attire and come and tell us that we should come and donate money for library. Say you value education so much. Okay, look at the convoy that followed Remi Tinubu the other time she was in Lagos. Even you go shock. Look at the convoy where they follow Tinubu. How much have they pumped into this thing? How much did they pump into what is it called? ICT, International Conference Center. How much did they pump into it? It not reach to complete that national library if you divide the money into two. They use money where not even reach the money they use build that ICC to go renovate ICC. But there's a national library to the people who that needs to be fixed, to the people that claim they value education so much. Please make that make sense to me. Even the Nyesom Wike is not interested in the whole national library thing. So please tell me, is it truly for the completion of the national library, or there's a hidden agenda behind it? There are pointers to the fact that these people not even this serious. And there could be more to this. It not go get problem. It not go be problem to a lot of Nigerians if actually they don't fix a lot of things. No, they did not. How much they used by private jets? Before they bought it, there was a this thing, a national library. Before they bought the yacht, there was a national library. How much did they budget for trips going up and down? There was a national library. All these trips never bring us any business, any investor. So who are they trying to fool? How is what Peter Obi said wrong? That everywhere tongues they wag, they insult and up and down. What has he said wrong? Please, when our mumu go do, especially to the APC supporters, you should be bold enough. If that is why you see, if Peter Obi do wrong today, even Alex Oti, I will tell them they have done wrong. Not because they are members of the Labour Party. What concern me concern party? I am looking at these individuals. I don't have a business with party. If they do wrong today, with my full chest, I'll tell you, no, this one I no support them. So I don't see how you'll be supporting somebody, and in fact, that you are a fan of somebody is enough reason for you to tell the person the truth when the person is going astray. It's enough reason. That shows you love the person so much. And that is why I say anytime will be misbehave, the obedience no they hesitate. And that is why I say they talk about this thing, that Peter Obi should lend his voice to this whole electoral reform something. Make them carry on for hair like gala. Please. Please. The Tinubu administration is dealing with us already. They are going to borrow money. See the money they are busy saying they are disbursing to this thing, borrowing money to other things that they have borrowed money for it before and allocated money to it before. What will they see? They borrow money for nonsense. But this thing, they disburse 25,000 naira to invisible household. They don't spend 330 billion naira there. But they don't see the National Library. Please, those people that looted our money and still looting our money, maybe they can donate to that cause. No problem. Let them donate to the cause. And leave us alone. Leave us alone. The APC supporters, from that stipend they are paying you to go and be pushing lies. What Tinubu government did not do, you come and say they did it. Please, use from there and donate for the library. Peter Obi not talking anything with you wrong. If you never tire, me, I don't tire. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click on the notification bell the moment you subscribe. That way you get to know as soon as I publish. Thank you so much, guys, for the love. Thank you for the immense support. God bless you richly. Please keep watching, keep subscribing, keep commenting. See you guys in my other videos. Do enjoy the rest of your day.